So first of all, if you're watching this, you probably want to, or going to, or already playing Entropia and you just want some direction, you should find a mentor. But if you can't, or the mentor is offline, or whatever reason, you want some extra guidance, this is the one I'm gonna give you. Once you're done with the tutorial, come to Camp Icarus. And this will lead you into the wide world. You could get picked up by a mentor and just sent to a sweating camp, but you can also just find your own way. And to do so, it is highly advised to go to a certain camp. It's not as necessary if you bought the beginner set, which is highly advised. Do that, just buy the beginner set. It will help you play for months without having to worry about money and ammo and everything. Because Entropia is a real cash economy, so everything you shoot has a real world value. Every 10 pet is worth $1 real world dollar. So with the beginner set, all these problems will fade away for at least a month. So consider it the game to play for a few months. It's going to be 20 euros or 10 euros if you don't have the 20. You just have to put that in your head. Like, it's cheaper than a WoW subscription, but you have to, because if you don't, you're going to go into the free-to-play trajectory, which is possible, but it's very, very slow. And it's going to be through sweating and through free-to-play activities, which will take you maybe 8 months to get to the level you can be in a few weeks with the beginner set. So that is up to you. If you want to take the slow route or you can't pay, so be it. You have to deal with it. For this, you can get another armor set because you want your first armor, and that armor set is going to be the CDF set. The first part, the harness, you get straight from the start, from the captain in Camp Icarus. So you can do that mission. Even if you're free-to-play player, you should have the ammo to get this. The second and third, fourth, and probably fifth part, you get from Fort Sisyphus. It's going to be really easy. I'm going to walk you through it to get there, but Fort Sisyphus is the way to go. If you're free-to-play and you want the CDF Scout armor, if you're not free-to-play and you want the CDF Scout armor, of course, also go here, because it's a great way to skill and it will give you a free armor. So this is what I'm going through with you. Help the CDF destroy the robots and get your first free armor. You are a colonist, so your biggest bane is robots. Robots are just trying to dominate and destroy us all. There's a few Daikibas here. Okay, they're coming for me. Which automatically means I'm coming for you. Duh. Early on you will miss a lot of shots, and that's fine. You will learn to shoot better. You'll get those misses out of the way. Yeah, you can't walk past him without him hitting you. I could have done a live stream, I have a lot to teach, but I haven't done a live stream for a long time. There's a reason. It's a format that is very loose and very prone to errors. Doesn't mean I shouldn't, I guess. I guess I could. Shall I do a live stream? Oi, you just trigger something deep inside of me. Do I want to do a live stream? This world is absolutely beautiful. They're working on the Unreal 5 version of the game because they want to keep up. They want to keep the game active, and it's for a good reason. We got some drones here. Sabotage the robot camp. I can do that. It doesn't seem to be very hard. Robots do a different type of damage than animals do. There's a lot of types of damage in the game. I can show you real fast. Your rifle does laser damage, which is burn and penetration damage. And robots do pretty much the same, burn and penetration. If you look at your armor, then you'll see burn, cut, impact, penetration and stab protection. So that's very, very overall balanced set of armor that protects you against all types of damage. There's cold damage, etc. But there's more the elemental parts, which is very, well, specific to the monsters. Like, you won't see many monsters doing that type of damage. Well, these do burn and penetration as well. However, I could imagine they do some kind of stab damage as well if they melee you. Let's sabotage this camp right away. Yeah, let's just try to be the smart guy. Should work. There you go. Blow them all to hell. Return to Captain Hayes. Okay, so that's gonna help us. So we're doing a little bit of a new player impressionist stream right now. It's not really a stream, it's a video, but I'm talking without a script, so that's stream for me. The only difference is gonna be if I have to travel long parts, I'll just cut it out because there's absolutely no value in that. So you can have the enjoyment of fluent content without me being silent for 10 minutes. That would be making it better to watch, I suppose. Entropia did just launch on Steam, which is very interesting because it pours a lot of new players in. I did some flashbacks to scenes of yesterday. I was really busy. People are now all sleeping, I suppose. I should be as well. No, just kidding. Just woke up. Working on my coffee here. You get this vehicle for free together with some oil. Your oil... Whoa. Let's stay on the road. The oil that you got was not that much, but you do have a mining device that can help you a little bit. So try to get some oil. Oil is one of the basic materials, so oil and Listerium for minerals, oil for energy matter will be very easy to find if you start mining. Okay, we done the mission. Sorry, there was a little thing. He heard the explosion, great. Sorry, I read real fast. So this is kind of interesting. You get the CDF Scout harness. Oh my god, I'm so triggered by this. I do hope this mission brings you to Fort Sisyphus, else it has no point. This is a very beautiful harness, and you get it really easily. It's a bit worse, of course, than the beginner set, but that doesn't matter because it's giving you protection. Now, it's very important to realize this. The moment you get armor in this game and you're free to play, you have to imagine, hey, now I do have armor, but this armor has 0.1 pet value. So every time I get hit, well, I can just show it with the one I equipped already. Every time you get hit, it takes damage. So now that's actually starting to cost you money. Wearing an armor, if not needed, is costing you money. Like it's now 0.09 pet, which is just like 0.009 cents. So it's not much, but it will cost you regardless. So you have to realize that. It's a pretty decent armor and it's gonna look cool as well. The whole CDF set, it looks pretty cool. I like the colors, black and red. So don't just wear armor, and especially when you're sweating or whatever, do not wear armor. Do not wear that armor unless you really need it. Okay? And then we also have the trail guide who will send you to the east. You see in your radar where you have to go. The trail guide is on 2,000 meters. So let's go to Port Atlantis and talk to the trail guide. I kind of want to see where he wants to send me. It's kind of interesting that you come from the east and he's going to send you to the east. So you travel to the west to be sent to the east. That is weird. This is the beautiful Port Atlantis. Port Atlantis Mall, Bank Never Die, several teleporters, etc. Did I pick up the teleporter? That's a good question. There's a lookout tower. You can go to the top. We're not going to do that right now. Okay, this one is very important. If you're a new player, pick this one up. This will give you a lot of new teleportations. So you just talk to the technician and you'll see, you have to activate the T, don't forget that. A lot of extra teleportations now have been added. Still not Boreas, but I'll take it. But for now we have to go to Camp Icarus. Oh yeah, we got a lot, nice. Hestia, okay, that's player housing, you'll get that. The whole top is done as well, because there's also a lot of player housing. Livus Height is player housing. Southern Ick could be interesting. You want to teleport here, because they will teleport you automatically to Fort Sisyphus, which will give you very good gear. It's funny, because there's a lot of quests that new players could really benefit from, and they're actually all still hidden, even when you get a lot of teleporters. This is the Atlantis Archipelago. This one you get for free. New Oxford is here. Interesting. There's still a lot of focus on player housing, but actually there's not been much houses on the market unless playing from other players. There's still a lot of plots available. We're just waiting for MindArc to release them to us. Which game? Not really weird. Trail guide, are you here? So I started in Port Atlantis, already walked there. I just took the beach route, like I went from Camp Icarus and just went straight over the beach because you already see Port Atlanta in the distance. It's not that far. If you have a mentor, it may teach you about taming your first pet if he has the whip for you, which is a bit tricky if you're a low-level tamer, but it's gonna be fun because there's Bristol Hawks on the way. He sent you to the Ortiz Westbound. That's actually good. That is a very good place to go because that will continue the CDF. I'm really happy about that. Okay, that gives you just the direction you need. So this is the new player experience I'm doing now, and it's really interesting because I've not done that for 16, 17 years. So it changed a lot. So I want to know, where is the player sent by the game itself? It's really important, and that's the journey we're taking right now. That is the journey we're taking. We're taking the journey of a new player. Where is he going and what does he get from the game that actually the mentors don't have to teach, even though they probably will. Oh my, this thing has trouble getting up the hill. Oh, there we go. Here is the swamp. There's a lot to do there, a lot of quests. And one of the missions will lead you there. Oh, that brings back memories. It's been so long since I've been here. The red armor will indicate that it's CF, but this one doesn't have red armor. Well, it has, but different. Okay, you get some survey probes. 0.15 cents. That's interesting. That means you can start mining some more. This girl should have... Okay, this is the trail to the east. Actually sends me on. I'm not gonna do that right now. I'm gonna move on. You sometimes may experience some lag when you're driving around. It's not ideal, but it's a big world. And your computer may or may not be strong enough. It's gonna be more fun in Unreal. I don't know how they want to do that. All players mandatorily have to buy a new PC. Okay. There should be a bridge here somewhere. Especially if you go into Ortiz Westbound, I'm quite sure there's a beautiful bridge there. We'll see it in a minute. Driving through some kind of a vineyard of sorts. If you see these little trees, these are trees that can be cut if you have the tools for it. You can buy that from the trade terminal. I could show you in a minute, but I just worked yesterday on the video about wood cutting, so I'm not going to do that. But you can check out my Entropia playlist. There's a lot of tips there for you. So basically just a normal trees. These are palm trees, so it's not going to be these. But these one will have a few trees that can be cut. So that's going to be interesting. I'm quite sure I was somewhere around here when I did the woodcutting tutorial. Interesting. Woodcutting is not the most ideal thing to do right now because it will cost you a lot of resources. And the wood is not really in demand right now. As long as there's no player houses, players don't need planks. So there's going to be a dire need of player housing in the market. Where am I? Okay. Yeah, I want to, but I can't find the bridge. So we're just gonna... It is incredibly important for me to get to Ortiz Westbound right now. And I think it's gonna be you. What is the other marker? Ooh, even deeper in. Port Fury. Port Fury is definitely robots. Anything with port is robot related, in my experience. My car just decided not to drive fast anymore. Has some trouble getting up. Okay, these are snables, not so very aggressive. Very aggressive, so be careful. They'll drop pixie armor at a high rate, so that's kind of good to hunt the level 4 or up. So the good thing about this vehicle is it has great bumper, so it can take a punch. So yeah, if we just check this snable's not real fast. Ooh. That will do damage on your vehicle. It's already at 93%. I can expect you to hit me, honey. Honey boo boo. So, you can do it. You missed me. Well, since we're here, might as well. You need a lesson in not hitting someone else's property. What is this one? That's a weird attacking animation. It's with intervals. Oh, it's gonna be interesting who dies first. It's gonna be you, but... So this one unlocked the challenge. I don't know if you know about challenges. This is the best way to get skills. If you complete one challenge, you go to the next level. Of course, you start at level 1. And consider it a Pokédex. So if you go to the next level, you get free skills. You can claim them. Well, I can't claim them here, of course. Maybe I can claim in a minute. But if you've done a certain amount, then you get an attribute challenge. And these are very, 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 very important because these will give you some of your main skills, which are attributes. And those are 6: agility, health, intelligence, psych, stamina, and strength. Now, of course, health, you know, that's how many hits you can take before, you know, succumbing. Strength is, for example, your inventory weight. You can see the weight here, it's 150 kilo. It's very easy to level this one, because if you just have your little knife and you take out a little bit of mobs, not even that much, then you start leveling your strength. And especially early on, they actually did that really well. Early on, you actually have a lot more weight coming in. The early levels are pretty easy in strength, so you gain a lot of inventory space and you can just easily get it to 200 or 250. Which will help you if you like to mine this. Oh boy, what happened here? What happened here, boys? Have you guys been naughty? And you see, even though you do have armor, they still do a lot of damage. Let's try to get myself up. Now you see, healing gives you autonomy, which is incredibly important, because if you are a disciple, one of the 3 skills you need is anatomy. Anatomy. I'm not English, okay? Forgive me. Whoa, getting tons of damage here. Anatomy and geology and I think I said manufacturing, but it's something similar. Crafting. These are the ones you need to get your discipleship. I'm not a disciple right now, but you should see it. If you're on Camp Icarus, just ask for a mentor. There will be people that want to mentor you. They'll probably give you some free stuff. Don't have to, but they, more importantly, will give you free advice. And you're gonna need that advice. They're gonna help you get new teleports. They're gonna fly you around. They're gonna do fun things, maybe taming, stuff like that. So you really wanna talk to them. You wanna have some fun, make some friends, probably get into a society with more people, and just feel at home in Entropia. I believe if you're a disciple, you should see your progress not update live, but like every minute or so, as far as I know. I'm not a disciple of anyone, so this is just a test account, so I can't really do all these interactions. My only purpose is right now just see where do the quests bring me, because that's really important, because I can use that to teach my disciples. It's pointless to bring them to places they're gonna unlock anyway, you know? That's the basic concept of it. So we've got a little town here with a beautiful dock. Oh, there's the bridge I was looking for. I knew there was a bridge somewhere. I just couldn't find it. I could not find it for the life of me. 10 left in the dust. I have a new achievement, Motorist. That's interesting. This should be Orta's Westmont. Good. This is very important, because this is what I wanted. I always told my people you have to go to Fort Sisyphus because you get a lot more armor there. And I was wondering, does the starter quest get you there? It does. This is very important, because this will help you a lot. Of course, get the teleporter before you talk, because he will teleport you. And you don't want to get the Orta's Westmount teleporter afterwards. This is very important, so I can just tell people, do the quests. Just do the quests, you'll be fine. Very good, I'm really happy about this. You see, things always come together. Fort Sisyphus may be dangerous, especially if you didn't buy the starter pack. And I'm gonna say it again, buy the starter pack, just buy it. Just buy the 20. You can buy the 10 if you don't have the 20, but it's gonna be half the armor, half the damage. 20, and you're good for life. You're good for life. You're gonna have a great time. Auxiliary outpost. I am just exploring this world like crazy, so that's great. We are in Fort Sisyphus. I'm really happy about this. So this will help you get more of the CDF Scout Harness. And we like the CDF Scout Harness. It's about similar, maybe a little bit better as the $10 armor. Because these will give 2-2, 3-2, and your... Well, I can compare them. Maybe a fun thing to know. You can lock them with this little pin icon. And then you can just compare them all to the side. If you don't lock them, they will just be absolutely refreshing the current one. Okay, it has 2 burn, 3 cut, so it's a bit better on cut. I think the robots may do cut on melee. 3 impacts the same, 1 penetration a bit less, 3 stab a bit. Okay, so it has a bit higher defense against the melee knives, etc. That means Captain Trader. Hello, yes sir. So the CDF is your friend. They'll be the cause of your armor. And it's going to be really important. Let me out. What was the quest I got? Destroy prototype drones Gen 5. Oh my god. Gen 5, that's high. If you go scout, you may want to do this with your mentor. Ask him to help you with Fort Sisyphus. They will know exactly what you mean. And they can heal you, at least. You don't want to have them do all the damage. Oh, these are... Oh, you have good range, that's good. Be careful for the level 8s. Oh, you can easily take those out. With the frontiers at least. Maybe you saw, it took a while before they could hit me. So I can take this out without taking even damage. That's interesting, right? So my armor took no damage, nothing else. So what you can do, you see they can't hit you. What you do is you walk backwards. You just walk backwards. So you just make it much harder for them to get to you and damage you. You just walk backwards. Just press S to walk backwards. Okay, now he hits me. So maybe if you do it from max range and you keep walking backwards, maybe if you have a little movement something, bonus on anything, you may be able to not even take any damage. That's not going to be the same for the defenders. They're going to be harder, but you need 35 of the drone gen. So, oh, that's a crit. That's nice. Crit is free shot, basically. It's a double shot, one of them being completely free. So the higher your crit, the cheaper you shoot. That's basically it. So I say about 15 shots, because I missed one and didn't crit. So I say 15 shots it will cost to take them out, and you can just do the calculation for yourself. And that gave me 1291 ammo. This gun burns 180. So if you do 15 shots, you actually burn a bit more, 2700. So you should be getting an average of 2700 ammo cells from them. And that doesn't calculate any of the other things like getting hit and decay of your rifle. So as you can see, it's not that easy because you're now shooting at a loss. So let's clear a few more out and see where that brings us. This one drops way closer to the amount we need. That's good. Oh yeah, somebody saw me. I think I know what happened. Somebody attacked the level 8s, but without armor that's going to be very dangerous. You see, those have much more range. The balls you can just sidestep. Basically, when you're locked onto the enemy, if he throws a ball, you can just walk to the side using the A or the D key. It's really easy. I can take them out. They don't do much damage. There's another ball. Don't get hit by them. It's just useless. You're gonna find more robots, like very big robots that also throw the balls. And if you make sure to dodge those balls, you'd be fine. You'd be absolutely fine. Another important thing about these robots is they're gonna drop a lot of starter gear as well. Better guns and stuff like that. I know that for a fact because I've been hunting them for a long time. He's shooting with the Iwi. That's gonna take a long time for them. As you can see, I got a double loot from this one. So I once did a very big research, like spreadsheets and everything. Was very big. What I did was I was hunting and working with a knife to get the inventory weight up and leveling my strength. And I noticed that every 20th mob, on average, so it's not specific, you're way too close to the robot scroll. Every 20th mob will drop a higher loot. In this case, the previous loot was a double one, which is a bit of a compensation loot. It's not the one I meant. You sometimes get a bit more double ammo, like they want to compensate you from losing too much or having a lower average than you should. But it's not the one I want. So we're gonna hunt a few more and we're gonna see if we get that 20th loot. I think I got 40 now, so that's maybe a pretty good base point to go from. Of course, these are level 3, they will not drop that much. There's actually a lot of people here, I like it. Good. Hunt, my friends, hunt here. All robots should die. Because we do not like robots at all. Robots just trying to destroy the world. That's gonna be the precipice of many of your quests. Especially anything related to CDF. They're just there to safeguard the world from the robots. Very important job, of course. This game is not a casino. It is not. I know you want it to be, but it's not. If you want to play this game to get rich, just go away. You're not gonna get it. Just work at McDonald's. You'll make much more money. But there's a very good community, and there's a specific challenge into breaking even or even making a little profit. And it's possible, but just as in real life, the more you invest, the more you gain. Just in the chat now, robot forces have launched an attack on Fort Medusa. So these forts are attacked regularly by large forces, including a boss, which is of course very fun to do, but you first have to unlock the locations, which you can do later. But funny, you can see your progress from login. As you can see, I now got over half of my first level in ranged laser damage. My learning period is level 1 to 5, so that will give bonus experience. As long as I'm under level 5, I get bonus skill gain. But your gun will not be optimal in damage and also in attacks per minute. And that's going to be important because as long as you're in your learning period, you will do less damage. So it actually costs more money. So you're actually making a bit of a loss now, purely because you gain more skills, and skills are valuable as well because you can later just take all your laser skills and put them in an empty skill implant and just sell them for €100, stuff like that. You have to imagine it like that. So your skills have value as well. Now you see I just got a very big hit, like this is the 20th one. I mentioned earlier, like almost 1 pet on loot, and it cost me 25 cents to destroy it. So that's times 4. I usually do it times 2, times 4, times 8, times 16. Somebody's using Mind Force, which is electricity. Should work pretty good against robots. Mind Force is really powerful in this game. It's pretty much elemental damage. It's like being a mage. You can also heal with Biotropic, which is also Mind Force. It's basically you have to put a chip in your head, which is a really painful process. You literally will feel pain when you put it in your head, even if it's in game. Kind of interested in. With the set, you can easily take on a level 8. It doesn't do anything on you. Of course, you have to realize I took now 20 cents of damage on the harness, and of course on the other sets as well. So there's going to be repair costs now. Hunting is the hardest profession to master because it's literally, there's so many elements you have to think of. Like mining is very simple. You just have 4 tools, and you can enhance it of course with some things, but that's all. Okay, he does give some. So this is very important. Now you can choose an armor part. You already have the harness, so don't go for that. You can surprise, don't do that either, because no. You most likely want to go for the face guard and maybe the arm guards. And this way you're slowly going to complete your first armor set. It's going to be the CDF one. So now we have 2 parts already. And this is like the free-to-play version, of course. This is the repair terminal. If I do all, you see there's a lot of repair costs, and this is not because you already lost that repair. Like this is 10 cents of repair, or it's like $1 of repair. It's not because you have these costs. The weapons, this one needs to go out right away, because this weapon you got at the book and spare rifle you got from the book and quest, and they already were this low. So they already had a higher durability than you got them, so you got them at half. So that one doesn't count. You don't want to repair that unless you have the money to do so. Now you see the actual value of the decay of your weapons is much lower. It's like 1 monster loot. So repair those. Then we have the armor, and this is the same idea. The CDF armor you just got already was decayed, so you don't want to count these. Overall, it's pretty steep cost. The armor costs 70 cents, which is pretty much. But it's just like 0.7 cents. So, and we did do at least 100 mobs with it. So you repair those as well. So you can of course repair the others as well, but then we have the healing device. We did do some healing, and that's going to be 50 cents. And then you see all the things you got for free, they are not full health. So they will have 10 pets of repairs. So don't repair what you don't need to repair. It's a bit easier, you can put all these things into your storage. That will help you determine what you can use and what not. You can always make loadouts for equipped ones, then you can instantly equip them. I did it for this set. Now you will have a lot of shrapnel. As you can see, 8 pet of shrapnel. That's much more than the repairs I just did. So we have about 7 points in return in shrapnel from the robots I shot. It's gonna most likely be a lot less because you're gonna need some big hits. And you'll get some big hits, don't worry about it. But you're gonna need some big hits to have this settled. So this is the quest you want to do. The next step is destroy drones Gen 6. With a beginner set it's going to be easy. Without it's going to be a little bit harder. Just go to Fort Sisyphus, follow these beginner quests, and you will absolutely be happy with the new armor set. Now it could be that Fort Sisyphus is under attack. And then you see the same drones, but then you see a little green icon next to the name. That means they are shared with others. So everybody can shoot, and you'll get your share based on the damage you do to that monster. You'll see the automatic or dynamic quest also popping up on your screen, and you can see your contribution, and you can see the wall, which of course shouldn't break, but I was a bit late. And you see also the phase, so each phase it gets a bit harder, and you can only hope that stronger players will arrive soon. Of course, you only have rookie chat for now to pretty much contact everyone, which you can use to call for help. And there's the first defender unit. It's going to be dangerous. There are a few freelancers, that means they are beginning players, so we could use some stronger players here as well. Okay, I see more troops arriving, like a blue icon is a teleporter, but a green icon is a player. We also have purple icons and yellow icons. Yellow for teammates and purple for, I think, society mates, if I'm correct. So you could use that to your advantage, but I see more green pips coming. And I also see a lot of enemies shooting the walls, which is not good. Okay, the defender unit is down. I'm gonna also tag this one. Okay, this one definitely did the Fort Sisyphus quests, but is having struggles. Oh no, he's not. So he has the beginner quest, so he's definitely a beginner as well. Oop, some more troops will arrive before the next phase. So my contribution is now max tier 3, which is the max contribution you can have. That's definitely a stronger player now arriving. Oh, he's probably shooting the wall, that's not good. Wall's now at 68%, that's gonna be risky, isn't it? Every fort will be attacked from time to time. And it's a good chance to get some of your first boss fights going. We're now at phase 3 of 5. And they're still pretty weak, level 3. Just want to make sure I tag everyone. Okay, we have a team invite, that's good. So now you see their pips become yellow, their icons on the map. That's interesting. So we're definitely teaming up now, and we have a strong defense set up. The wall is still taking some damage, so we have to make sure that stops as soon as possible. Normally, if you take someone else's target, you will get no loot. That's literally throwing money away, but if there's shared mobs or you're in a team, then of course you can help on the same mob. Defender unit, I want to target it right away because I don't want it to hit the wall. Wall took a few % damage this phase, so it's not bad. And I think once we take out the defender, we will be fine. I'm quite sure this one is shooting the wall. And this one is shooting the wall. I'm shooting them. That's gonna be risky because I only have so much. Oh, there comes a ball. You missed, boy. You missed. So I am taking damage now, but not that much. The armor is still holding very fine. It's gonna cost me some extra, but the armor decay and the healing is also calculated in your loot, so don't worry about that. If you lose any gram on your armor, you will get a percentage back in loot. You have to think it as like this. You always get 95% back of what you put in. That's the basic rule. So the way to make profit is by any other means. So you need to get that 5% in any other means. And one of the things is, of course, trading. You can trade for higher than the actual value to get your profit this way. It's just 5%, unless you're really stupid and you shoot with guns you don't have any skills in. Or wear armor that is way out of your league. That is the kind of stupidity that will make you lose a lot of money, of course. And also using strong amplifiers that you haven't mastered yet. That's all the kind of stuff. So there's plenty of things that can help you lose money, but most of the time you can just say, okay, I get 95% back. And of course, you can get more as well. So you can get massive loot sometimes. You see them in the top of the screen. These are globals. These are just loots that are way more than the value of what you put in. And these happen as well. Actually taking damage now. So we have one person with the set now, and we have a lot of people. So that's good. A lot of freelancers here. Gonna help him. Gonna try to attack them all so they don't attack the wall. Just attack me. Silly old me. If you don't have armor, don't do that. Just go one by one because that's ridiculous. Yes, this is just the starting set. He's gonna take damage. This beginner set, it's such a worthy investment because you can just go up to level 10 or more and just, you know, train your skills, take on way stronger monsters, and that's really the way to do it. I saw now I have as a skill up laser 1 sniper hit, so that's great. You're finally able to do a little bit more damage with your gun than before, as well as maybe use higher guns. For now that's not necessary because of course I have the one from the store. And of course don't forget, besides that 95% you'll also lose what is the damage interval difference. So that's 0.8 damage per shot to 0.17 damage is what I lose, while I still have the maximum ammo burn. So that needs to be 5 to 10 or 5 to 10 ASAP, and only then you will play fully eco, and then you have profit chances as well. Before that, I do it now because I get more skills, and that's important because you get there faster, so you pay a little bit extra to get your skills up faster. Well, that's it. I thought it would be a boss, but that's not the right fort. I know all the forts will have massive warlock bosses, etc., but this one wasn't. So that's the fortress defense, and they are everywhere, the forts. So this is Fort Sisyphus. There's going to be much more forts, and you'll see them in the chat always. You just don't see them now, but normally you see them in the chat. Fort X or I is being attacked, Fort Fury. Now, one of the best items you can get from the starter pack is the pill. It is a 50-hour long pill that will increase your run speed by 10%. Your regeneration by 70%, your skill gain by 50%, that's one of the bigger ones, but also you will automatically loot everything within 40 meters for 50 hours. And that's not 50 hours, that's 50 in-game hours. So you need to play the first 50 hours in-game, you can just have all these bonuses. And that's just one small part of either the 10 and the 20 euro package. So, no brainer. Well, as you can look at my ammo, I also have so much ammo. I have so much ammo still left, and I have some shrapnel in storage. I have some shrapnel here, so I can convert these to ammo as well. So there's so much that I can keep cycling without having to worry about a single thing. And that's the greatest thing. I just don't have to worry. And even if I burn through all this ammo I have now, I can just convert it and just start all over. Now this is universal ammo, and you can buy weapon cells and BLP packs and synthetic mine testers in the trade terminal, but you can also get universal ammo from the packs, but also when you convert shrapnel, it's all gonna be universal ammo. This you can use for nearly everything. That includes mining and everything else. All can be used with the universal ammo. So every item that uses an ammo type can use universal ammo. So that's pretty nice to have. And if you need money for anything, then selling the shrapnel to the trade terminal is the best way to get some extra, some real pet actually. Now, hunting can be a little bit boring sometimes. You can hunt on several different ways. If you press V, you go into first person mode, and with Alt you can hide or get your mouse. And the best way for me is to lock on a drone and press right click to attack it, and then you can just strafe with A and D, and then you can also easily dodge and walk back from the bigger ones that throw the balls. So that really works very well. And you can just play around, you can jump a little bit. So it's a bit more fun to actually play against the bigger robots because they have the balls, so you have some more dodging and stuff to do. These simpler robots, you versus them and them versus you, it's literally just lock, load and shoot. So just lock and load. So that's not really interesting, but it also gives you a lot of time. And that's for me, maybe because I'm a bit older, it's for me the most ideal reason to play the game is to actually just have two screens. One, I'm just watching a series, I'm just doing stuff, and on the other one, I'm just casually hunting. And I don't have any responsibilities. I don't have to really actively play the game. I can just... It's like almost between an auto player and an, you know, something with auto combat and an MMO. That's pretty much it. So you don't have to invest that much energy into the game to play it. And that's it. I think that's a good thing. Is somebody shooting on my mom? I will not accept this. Not a 52 pet. So I'm actually getting really high loot, much more than I put in. Because we already calculated that I put about 27 cents per shot in each mob. So having higher loot really means that I'm now in a good streak. And you'll see it often goes like it can happen that you have like an hour that you're like, I am getting so little loot. And then suddenly you get a whole full hour that you like, I'm getting way too much loot. And there's of course nothing like way too much, but it goes into waves. So don't give up. Same goes for mining. Sometimes you have like, I once had like 13 times I missed mining. There was nothing when I threw my probe. And I got almost stressed out, but then I got a massive global right after. So it's like, it's building up towards something, and that's exciting. Because if you hit something great, that's, you know, makes it worth it. It's like the ups and lows. I won't go into depth about tiers, but you'll often see that you gain some tier levels. And once you're at 99, 0.99, you can upgrade your armor piece, whatever armor piece it is. And that will unlock one of these enhancer sockets. It's a bit far-fetched, but as long as it's not 99, you don't have to worry about it. And then you can right click and you see an extra option, tier upgrade. It costs some items. The first one is not that expensive. And then you will unlock one of these slots. So you can get every item to tier 10 max. You can, for example, add a defense enhancer or an economy enhancer, all these kind of stuff that will either lower the cost of you losing health on the item, or you gain more defenses on your existing defenses. For example, your burn goes to 5.5, etc. And here you can also see that it's quite dangerous to get damage on your gear. So if your gear is very low, you see the values are going down. So damaged gear is not good. So you want to repair them as much as possible. You just want to keep them topped up at all times. Else you also lose money essentially, because you'll gain more damage. You have to heal more, but also your armor is still taking the damage on its durability, but actually doesn't defend anymore. So you want to make sure they're always like above 75% for the optimal use. And when hunting, you have to just, you know, remember all these minor little details. I have to think of this, I have to think of that. Well, that's important. Just because mobs are targeted, you can be quite sure that it won't be the same for PvP. PvP usually will always play like this and with your mouse gone, and you will never lock onto a target because that's impossible and you would just be dead. So you just really have to aim to actually hit them. And they'll be moving a lot. There are two types of PvP. So if I activate areas, you, for example, see this orange zone. It's a PvP zone. And it's actually a PvP zone where they can kill you, but they cannot loot you. In the middle of this PvP zone is a oil rig. That means it's a contest area. So there's actually a base and it's occupied by, for example, a clan. Pretty much all the time. This is because the oil spawns on the floor. So it's going to be free oil that you can pick up. But it's not going to be easy because others will defend. But because it's no lootable PvP, it's not going to be a problem. Now other places, for example like space, will be very, very different. These spaces will be lootable PvP. That doesn't mean they can loot just your items randomly. That's never, ever in this game they can loot items. They can only loot stackable items. So everything that's stackable, survey probes, welding wires, shrapnel, animal eye oil, and whatever you mine is going to be looted. So it basically said you will see a warning about PvP. Yes, okay. So you need, if you see the warning can be looted, then it will be able to be looted. And you don't see it here, so that doesn't count. You see it here, so it, okay, that's perfect. So I just had to, could have seen that myself. I am a guide of nothing. Your first global is going to be life-changing. You're going to be completely in shock. And that's actually maybe the gambler's addicts kicking in. But of course it's somewhat of a gamble to actually get globals. The easiest one are actually mining that you just saw, because you can amplify your drops really, so you can actually spend 40 pet to throw a probe, so it's much easier to get the minimum 50 pet as a global, because 50 pet is going to be the minimum global, except for low level monsters, they can global at 5 pet or more. So that's the difference. So your first global will not be above 50 pet, which is pretty much the threshold for almost every global in the game, but you'll global at something above 5 pet. Okay, we got the arm guards, we got the foot guards, so let's get... we got the harness, so let's get the face guard. The third part is in. If you've been sweating, this is actually has no value, so don't do it. Don't do it. Just trade it to players. They will pay, maybe if you're lucky, 2 pet per 1000. So that's pretty good. I'm gonna sell this actually to have some cash on hand. There we go. Now I saw my armor being damaged a little bit, so I'm gonna do the repairs right away. So I get the full benefit of the repair armor. So that is Fort Sisyphus. So if you're gonna play this game to make money, don't. Just leave right away and don't think about it and don't come back. But if you're gonna play this game to have fun, yes, you will have fun, you will find a great community, you will probably find a lot of friends. It's not impossible to make money, but it's just not gonna be the main goal. So I hear a lot of people saying, oh, they'll steal your money and don't play at all and ever. But for me, I think a little bit different myself. Like if I would go out and I would drink all night alcohol, I would spend 100 euro on alcohol and garbage, and I would have a pumping headache the next day. If I would spend 100 euro on Entropia, I would have 3 months of complete fun and have a great time, find friends, and maybe even make some money. But early on that won't be much of a chance, because you're gonna need skills to really start reeling in really good loot for mining and hunting and everything. So you won't make money. It's not gonna happen. There are several free-to-play players who made it, who even have bought land for over 5k worth of value. They have been dedicated for decennia. So it is possible, of course it's possible, it's always possible. but it's going to cost a lot of effort, and a real job is going to pay you a lot more, but it's not going to be as fun, of course. So you will have to invest to get, and that is going to be the hard truth about it. You're going to need to invest money, get money from it. If you're not wanting, if you're not willing to do that, that's also fine, but you are not going to make much money. But you can still have a great time, and you're going to be free to play, and you can sweat and do other activities like become a healer or whatsoever. And I will show you a little bit what it is like to be a healer. There's potential in the sweating groups as well. So there's a lot of chances you can have to become something in here without actually having to pay money. But don't come here because you think you're gonna make money. It's just not gonna be that way. You're always gonna get 95%, and you have to scramble to get the other 5% for yourself. That's just how the game works. And you have to accept that fact beyond everything else. And it's the same, the main difference is if you spend 40 euros on a skin in WoW or in League of Legends or whatever game, you have a skin, a visual, pixels, and that's it. If you spend the same amount of money in Entropia, you actually have something that has the same exact value, and what you do with it, that's up to you. You know, you can deposit 100 euro and you can buy something and then resell it for twice the price if that's something you want, and then you can just withdraw 200 euros. That's possible. You know, trading is one of the ultimate ways to actually make money in Entropia. So that's possible. It's all possible. But don't think of this as a casino. I'm gonna put in 10 euros or nothing and there's gonna come a million euros out. That's not how it works. That's not reality. There's no company that can function on that base. So this is how it's gonna work, and that's something you have to accept beyond anything else. And if you're gonna leave a review that is negative or whatsoever, like, oh, I didn't make money, or they took my money. Did you ever buy that skin in League of Legends? Did you ever sue them for taking their money? No, of course not. I remember playing a browser game called Game of Thrones Winter is Coming. There were whales there that spent over 200k. Same, maybe you heard a story about Diablo Immortal, like 100k account. That's all gone. If you would put the same money in Entropia, you would have all that money. You could buy lands, you could buy a planet. So don't pretend that this is worse than any of these other games. And there's going to be more and more games focusing on microtransactions. Entropia is going to be different. It's going to be more stable because everything you do has value, but everything you spend loses value from your bankroll. That's just exactly how real life is, and that's something you have to accept. And if you do, if you have fun and you made friends and you decide for yourself a budget of maybe 50 euro per month or maybe less, or whatever your budget is, you can have a great time here, you know, and you can just deem it as WoW would deem its subscription that you also pay monthly. That's how you need to see it. And the mindset that you have to play Entropia to make money is the worst mindset that you can imagine. And as soon as you accept that, the more fun you're gonna have. So I'm gonna leave it at that. That's gonna be so this is my first video that I don't actually make a script and everything and edit it properly. I just hunted and I talked and I tried to explain what you can do here and what to do to have fun. So it's almost like a live stream but pre-recorded. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something from it. And I thank you for watching. And I hope you have a great time in Entropia, because it is a great game with an insanely good community. You just have to find them. Start in a sweating circle in Boreas and just play your heart out. You're gonna have so much fun. Thank you for watching. And make sure to check out all my other guides that will help you a lot, but they're often somewhere ranging to a medium to a beginning player, so they may be a bit far-fetched from time to time, but they're gonna be good material to watch anyway.